Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Today, I am so inspired to make this video about, well, it's about so many different things, but really it's the bottom line is to help you guys get to know me a little bit better. And as you know from my other videos, or maybe if you just know me, or maybe if you don't know, I have been, on my spiritual path. And of course, this is, causing great awakenings for me. And I really want to share these realizations in the process as I'm going through them. Not only is this, really awesome because we get to connect more and you guys will see that there's, you're never alone, that we're all connected, but also it's really healing for me because doing this is therapeutic and it's so, you know, it's so helpful. And please excuse the background noise. I am a mother, as most of you probably already know, so I don't see that you'll have any issues with it. But my videos are raw and one take, so if there's a baby crying or something in the background, don't worry, they're all fine, taken care of. We just have a small home, so this is what we got in the meantime. So I really just want to get right into it. So one of the realizations that I've had actually really recently, but I kind of have, thought of it here and there. Maybe there was some resistance to this realization, but that we kind of, in the spiritual community, not everyone, but what I've seen and what I've even experienced for myself is that we glorify spirituality. Okay, we tend to, some of us, and including myself at times, we really want to, like, of course we want everybody to wake up, right? So we can all live, peacefully and in harmony and in love with each other. But however, because of this, dream that we have, sometimes we glorify spirituality as just being, and maybe please forgive me if, that sounds confusing to you, or if you would prefer not, for it to be said this way. But to me, all that means is that we take the beauty in spirituality and we just tend to just, you know, tell everybody about that, okay? It's all just the light and the love and the peace. And this is great. And I'm not saying that today we're going to take a magnifying glass and sit down and just like talk about negative. Absolutely not. But just bringing it to our awareness that because we are doing this and we're in the habit of just making, just showing people the positive, just showing people, all of the beauty and the glitter of spirituality, sometimes we can be resistant, or I have found myself to be resistant to actually show the raw, steps, sometimes negative, sometimes, not, exciting parts of spirituality. And so as a result of this, a lot of people, when they're going through their awakenings, they turn to the other people, in the spiritual community. And when all they see is just, oh, I'm so, enlightened and positive and happy, and they don't really see that, well, hey, I'm struggling through this too, or hey, I'm trying to change this within me, then sometimes it can create this an illusion of I am, something's wrong with me. I am not, positive enough. I am not, you know, gold, glitter and gold enough. Okay. I'm not, conscious enough, whatever. And this, my friends, is something that I even struggled with on and off for like years. And even right now, I'm realizing it. And that's why I'm sharing it with you guys, because it's like, wow, like we are all so beautiful. And all of these like negative things that we're going through, which we're going through, whether it's behind closed doors or whether it's right here on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you share it in front of your friends and family, we're going through them. So the best thing for us to do is to share it. Now, I'm just going to open up like a book and let you guys know that I definitely have things that I am working on. Okay? Part of a spiritual awakening, part of all this, it's not just waking up and like one day I'm just this like peaceful, loving, perfect being who's just like so perfect and I don't do any harm to anything or anyone. I'm vegan, I'm this or that. No. Okay, the first question I have to constantly ask myself and remind myself is, who am I? Okay, because we have an ego, which is not necessarily all bad, which I know a lot of people fear the ego. We tend to say that we need to completely detach from it and all of that in the spiritual community. Well, for me, my personal truth, I've learned ego is in the backseat. Ego is the backseat driver. Ego is a part of us that we can use to enhance our experience here. But heart always needs to come first. So the one thing that I learned is to always, go back to that humble state of being within me. Okay. It's not this, persona on Facebook or this, this person that, this mask that I try to put up in front of normal people or people in my family or whatever the world. It's essentially, tapping in. Okay, really feeling a connection with source, with love. That's finding me. Okay, or the closest thing to me that I could get to. Okay, so this actually brings me to, my main point, which is like, what are my downfalls? Okay. I have not been meditating, guys. I know everyone at least hears about it in the spiritual community and even outside of the spiritual community. Some people, they hear about it and they're like, they're interested and they're like, what's that? And then they start doing it. And then all of a sudden, few months later, whatever, they're on their own spiritual journey. So, or whatever, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you learn about, spirituality, you have realizations, and then you meditate. That's how it was for me. And I have not been doing it. I have had a huge resistance. Okay, I know, really quick, a lot of you guys are like, there is a crying baby in there. Okay, I promise she is perfectly fine. Daddy is putting her down for a nap. Will I talk to you? And like I said, we live in a very small house right now, so it's like there's no escaping it. And when I'm inspired, I'm inspired. So please, try to, ignore that. So I know it sounds horrible, but this is really important. So, yes. So, anyways, I have not been meditating, okay? And I'm not necessarily judging myself for this because it's not like I've never meditated. I meditate whenever I get, this like, that energy arises within me where I'm just like, okay, there's no ignoring this. And then instantly I go into even astral projection, which happened to me earlier today. So I can't wait to share with you that experience. But yeah, I haven't been doing that, okay? And I also, even though I've been vegan, I haven't been eating. I've been knowing that I need to do a lot of juicing, a lot of smoothies, or just high vibrational raw foods, okay? For myself, I know this to be my truth, and there's no way to explain it other than if you already know, if your guides speak to you and you get science and you just know, okay? So there's certain things about your life that you just know what you need, okay? And I've known for a while that that's what I need. It's just to be on more of a raw food diet, okay? I haven't been doing that very much. I'm vegan, but I love the like mock meats and the vegan cheeses, the fake cheese and the all of that stuff. Okay, I still love food, and so I'm slowly transitioning to that. And another thing that I haven't been doing, which I've known for a while that I need to be doing, is getting out into nature on a regular basis. Now, one thing about me is I am a off and on cigarette smoker. So for the last like 4 or 5 years, maybe even more, I've been like, I don't want to say battling because it hasn't been a battle at all. When I quit smoking cigarettes, I completely quit. And then like a year will go by and I'll be good. But then for some reason I started up again. And recently I've figured out kind of the root cause for this, or at least something that I can do, which is an imbalance in my sacral chakra. Whoa, this is deep, I know. But it's true, and that's where this addiction is coming from, and I can see it, I can feel it, I can sense it. And yeah, so like all of this stuff, it's like I know, and then I have two options, right? I can sit here, or we do essentially, because we all have these things that we need to change within our lives and ourselves that are very specifically, tailored to us. So don't go off of everything that I say that I need to do and be like, oh, that's what I need to do. Please don't do that. Just know for yourself what you need to do. I'm simply making this video so that you guys can see like how real I am and how real all of this is, and if you're going through the same things and you can relate, bingo. That's exactly what I want, because I know what it's like to be going through this stuff and thinking, am I the only one who's not meditating right now, or am I the only one who's not doing, the things that I need to be doing? And so back to what I was saying, because I'm kind of all over the place right now. I'm so excited. If you can tell, the energy in this house right now is like very high vibrational. Besides, I know it sounds like baby crying for some reason gets under a lot of people's skin, and it's like almost impossible for them to like focus when they hear a baby crying. But to me, as a mother of three, especially, babies cry is just their way of, letting this energy move through them, and also, especially when they have everything they need and they're tired, it's just their way of getting that out. So I think a lot of us, we should, learn from babies and cry too. So but besides that, um the energy in here is amazing, and all day I've just been having amazing experiences, and really all week. I mean, we just went on a you know trip to this beautiful camping place, and it was more than just that. It was like a community, and everybody was just so beautiful and amazing, and being around that energy and seeing things like we did in the sky over there was just so inspirational and so magical. Like, I'm not even kidding. That it's really changed us, now even more. So back to what I was saying. You're not the only ones who don't do everything that you should be doing. And I don't think that the point is for us to be perfect or to do this to change in one night right away. Just the fact that we are allowing ourselves to be conscious and aware that we have these things are already changing them. So there's no rush, okay? And all you have is the now, the right now. Like, literally all that exists for me right now is right now, and the same goes for you. So anytime that you're like thinking about, this thing that you could have done differently, or this thing or whatever, just remember, like, all you have is now, and you can change that. You can literally alter that reality and change it into whatever you want. Now, this may make some sense to most of you, and this may not make any sense to some of you, and that is fine. You are exactly where you need to be. But remember that, because one day you will probably come back to this video, or come back to it in your mind and think of, oh, remember when Kat said, I'm altering the past, but yeah. So I'm going to end this video here, because I think that I said what I needed to say. My point is that we're just talking about the beauty, and a lot of us are thinking, oh, am I the only one that's not doing this or that or whatever? And you're not alone. Even I struggle with this, but you're still beautiful, you're still perfect, you're still amazing just the way you are, and you're not less conscious than anybody else, okay? There is nobody special when we're all one. Okay, so we're all individuals. That makes us special and unique in our own way. But when it comes to the divine love source, there's no favorites. We're all, just as much, cultivated with that energy. I mean,